Alright, so last time I uploaded a UFC or fight related video, Conor McGregor was slated to fight at UFC 196 against lightweight champion Rafael Dos Anjos for the UFC lightweight strap, and yeah, that didn't happen. RDA ended up getting injured. He actually broke his foot the last week of the before the fight, 10 days out. I don't know how it's kind of weird that you're sparring that hard where you break your foot. I mean, it could have been a freak injury, like a freak accident, I don't know, but hopefully he recovers fast and be able to fight at UFC 200 against who, I don't know, because that fight was spoiled by this guy. Yep, they called a lot of fighters to see who would want to step into place to fight at UFC 196. They actually gave McGregor a choice. He didn't have to fight at all, but McGregor has always said that the fans come to see him fight and he will always show up, and he did. They ended up giving a lot of fighters the call. They called Frankie Edgar, but unfortunately he was hurt. They called Jose Aldo, who we found out that they called him, but it was for a non-title fight, so it's kind of weird, right? But short notice, understandable. Can't really, package that as if they would have gone with Aldo, then the fight would have kind of sucked, because if he beats McGregor and there was no build for the rematch, if McGregor knocked him out again, it was like, okay, well, we've already seen that. Who else? There was Uriah Faber. They called Uriah Faber. Faber was down. They called Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz was down, and Nate Diaz is the one that they chose for this fight. If you didn't watch the fight, well, you probably heard by now. If you haven't heard by now, then you're probably not a big MMA fan. But Nate Diaz actually submitted Conor McGregor in the second round. Yeah. Sucks for Conor McGregor fans, but the fight did take place at 170 pounds, and the backlash for this hasn't really been that bad. I mean, there's been memes of Conor McGregor like with a white belt in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class with a bunch of little kids and stuff, but that's pretty much as far as it's gone. There hasn't been like the huge backlash that was out when Ronda Rousey got knocked out by Holly Holm. And I think part of that is because of the way that how he conducted himself after the fight, after the loss. He said that he's humble in victory and he'll be humble in defeat. And he's not hiding from social media like Rousey was. And he's answering questions. He's doing interviews. He's being open with it. Nothing on Rousey, but she kind of hid and she made herself less vulnerable. And she tried to hide from it. And people just killed her. Also, she wasn't a very humble champion. And I mean, I don't know if you want to call McGregor a humble champion. I consider him a humble champion. He talks the talk, but he talks the talk to sell the pay-per-views. Afterwards, he's always gracious after he wins, and now we've seen him lose in the UFC, and he was gracious after defeat too. So I think that's why the fans haven't been, the backlash on him hasn't been as much. The reason I'm making this video is because UFC 200 is the biggest, well, what they're hoping to be the biggest UFC pay-per-view of all time. Which that pay-per-view right now is UFC 100. That was massive card. I don't know what they're going to do here because the clock's ticking on when this pay-per-view is going to take place. And I'm seeing all these pay-per-view events where champions are being announced for them before UFC 200. So leaving me to think what are they going to do at UFC 200? And rumors out that they're looking for a McGregor versus Diaz 2. Their rematch. I don't know how I feel about that. It wasn't a title fight, so they're pretty much just giving McGregor a rematch, hoping that he can beat Nate Diaz, which I think this time will be it'll be a closer fight. I think McGregor can win. I think what happened was, and I've been there on a way smaller scale, not on the world level, but I've been there in wrestling before where I was undefeated. And, I finally ran into someone that wasn't scared to wrestle me and started wrestling back. And I actually I didn't lose the match, but there was holy crap, this guy's wrestling back. So McGregor kind of had that, okay, well, I just hit this guy with all my shots, and he's still coming at me. He's fighting back. So I think him knowing that going into this fight, I think And I think he's mentally tough enough to bounce back from a defeat. And I think him knowing that it's not going to be a one knockout punch, he's gonna have to fight a fight to win this fight, which sounds absurd to say, since he's such a high level athlete. But I think this fight has a different outcome, and I think Conor McGregor does come out on top. But it's a risk reward thing. If he loses again, then he's done. I mean, the mystical Conor McGregor's done, right? He'll still be the featherweight champion, but that won't be there anymore. That aura of Conor McGregor won't be there anymore. If he wins, however, he wins. I mean, what do people say? Like, oh, hey, way to go! You won a fight that you should have won the first time, anyways. Not really, bro. He got tapped out. Who says he should have won that fight? You know, people were talking like Nate Diaz is a slouch or something. It's Nate Diaz, bro. He's a Diaz brother. Come on, let's. But yeah, so that's the rumor for UFC 200. Let me know what you guys think, if this is actually gonna get confirmed, or let me know what you think as UFC 200 is gonna be down below in the comment section. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, because I'll be uploading weekly MMA related videos, and we are currently at 4,500 subscribers, on our way to 10K, because that's the next goal. A milli is the ultimate, though. As always, I'm Chris. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. Peace.